Anubis is the newest map in the map pool, and it's quickly become a fan favorite. I know a lot of people who are returning to this game are playing it, and a lot of the news players seem to like it too. So if you want to start winning your Anubis games, you're just going to need to know a couple basic smoke lineups to eliminate some of the harder to clear CT positions on T side. And you're also going to need to learn some pop flashes in order to take space on the CT side, which is incredibly important on this map. If you need any specific smoke, I've timestamped them in the comment section below, so go and look up the one you need. Otherwise, enjoy the video. All of the B smokes are going to be thrown from this pillar right here. For the first one, which is the CT smoke, you come right into the corner, aim below this line right here, halfway on the wall, and you're just going to left click throw. That will block off CT for you. And basically, the good thing about this smoke is it disallows people who are going to be usually playing this long range sightline from shooting into the site while you're crossing into the site. The second of the B smokes from the same position is going to be coming to the opposite side of the wall you threw the last smoke and just left click throwing. This will block off Museum, which is incredibly important because most people who are retaking or trying to support into the site are going to be coming through this choke point right here. This is the most essential smoke, so if there's one that you throw every round, you're going to want to make it this one. And since we are doing the easiest lineups, the third one is going to be on the same lineup right here on the wall. You're just going to come to the same point and left click throw. That's going to bounce off the wall, land right here in front of E-box or connector, whichever you want to call it, and smoke off under here, which is great if you know there's a player playing down there and you don't want them to be able to help while you're attacking the site. If you are short on smokes or short on players and you need to do an execute with not a lot of players left, just come into this corner right here, aim at this third little dot right in the center and just jump throw. That one's going to bounce off the roof and land right here, and it does block off CT and Museum from your perspective walking into the site. The only bad thing is it will allow people who are trying to help a way out to support their teammates. Now for supported flashes, you do have a couple options. The first one is going to be this one, and that one pops just like the last smoke, except it's going to flash a lot of the people who are back here holding for the push in. It's going to blind people who are holding this more loosely, and it's going to force them to either tuck into cover and get off of these lines, and it will partial the guy who's sitting under close right. So it gives your team a good bit of cover to push in with it, and they shouldn't be able to see it. And if you want a flash you can run in with, you just aim right here, you go and you jump throw that. That'll pop on the inside, blinding roughly the same positions but allowing you to take space and walk toward B main while you're doing it. Now the main spots you're going to want to eliminate if you're attacking on T side is right here in Heaven, right here behind Cake, right here at this little half wall, and right here inside of Camera. Now the first thing is going to be the camera smoke. You just aim at the center of this line right here while pushed against this corner and you left click throw. That one's going to land pretty deep and it won't allow them to come through, basically taking space away from the mid player to help his teammates on A. After throwing that smoke, come down here, get stuck in the corner, aim at the bottom of the line just as long as it goes through the window and jump throw. And what that's going to do is it's going to land on the back of Cake, and it'll force this player out of cover. You'll see that they cannot hide from the people entering in, they cannot stand on the back platform, and it basically disallows people from playing the site. Now for the Heaven smoke, you just want to come about a third of the way down on this box, a third of the way down between these corners right here, and just jump throw like this. And what that's going to do is it's going to go into Heaven, it's going to bounce a couple times, and it's going to fill up the space. So you'll see that when it plumes, you don't really have an angle in to look at anything. Now, after you throw the smoke, immediately pull out your molly and throw it like that, aiming right here at this little line at the top of it. And what that's going to do is it's going to burn out half wall, basically not allowing the person in Heaven to help out at all. And if he does have a teammate in sight, they will be separated by themselves. This execute works perfectly on A, and it's very hard to stop. Now, coming in to take mid control, there are two smokes you should know. The first one is just aiming at the center of this little piece of wood and jump throwing, and what that's going to do is it's going to smoke out connector, and that basically stops anyone from looking down here into connector for a pit. And the thing I like about that smoke is it doesn't give them a real way out because it doesn't fully cover this corner right here, so you can just use it to walk up and take map control. And your second super easy smoke is just coming to the right side of this wall, aiming right where the light part of the wall meets the dark part of the wall right here, and jump throwing. And what that's going to do is it's going to bounce right here. It's going to land perfectly in the center of window, and it's going to not allow the CTs to watch anything right here. Now if your teammates are throwing these nades and you want to be helpful and take some space toward mid, you just come right up right before they can see you and aim right here at the corner and left click throw. And what that's going to do is it's going to Molotov anyone on the doors. So usually if you have this smoke right here and you come and throw the smolly right here and then you walk up behind both of those, you get access to the CT side of mid, and when this utility clears, you will push the CTs back very far and you'll be able to listen to their rotations on beat. Now moving on to the CT side, a great tip that I want to give is if you just throw the smoke like this and have it plop right here in the doorway, it will still block off the Ts who are going to be stuck on the other side of the smoke. But when you throw the smokes deeper on CT side, it allows you to lurk out and play behind the smoke. This can be really good, especially if you have this combination flash where you aim right here, go down right below the blue and walk throw, which will pop you through. And like I said before, if you do throw that kind of flash, what you can do is have your teammate walk up, peek with it. You can also have your teammate, if the smoke is there, line up like this and push behind the smoke and jump up, which will allow them a lurk. And here's what that full combination would look like. You can see now you can peek over the smoke and it'll be really hard for people lower to contest you, allowing you to isolate your fights. When you spawn in, running and aiming at this blue window will give you a pretty gapless mid smoke that pops deeper in mid, allowing you to not cover this window. That is great because if they don't put pressure on mid, you can come here with this flash, left click it like that, and that'll go ahead and pop right here where it blinds people who are opping down here. And just to show you how blinded they are, let's say they're holding the connector peak right here, you throw that flash and it's going to fully white them out. If you are playing mid with a friend and you do want to send them through that smoke, you can line up in this opposite doorway right here, aim right over this little nub right there and left click throw, and that will blind anyone who's sitting back here. And that's really good because it'll blind people who are holding close to the smoke watching for a push. It will also blind people back here who are waiting for a push, and it will blind people over here waiting for a push. And that'll allow your teammate who's coming through to basically come through and be fighting blind opponents no matter which way he's looking. If you need to send your teammate out A, you can go ahead and aim at the top corner of this stair and jump throw. And what that flash does is it blinds anyone who's on the stairs holding for a push like this. It blinds anyone who's holding in this little corner right here. It'll blind people who are up here waiting for you to push out main. And your teammate can get all the way up to this corner, look here, and not be affected by the flash at all. Now, if you are ever smoked off by the Ts and you're here in this angle, I do recommend just blowing the smoke right here in order to get a sight line in. But if that doesn't work, you could always stand right here, aim at the center of the mass of this block right here, and just left click a Molotov. And what that'll do is it'll spread to all the popular plant spots right here and basically force the planter out of cover. Now, if you are ever smoked out of the site by the Ts and you want to deny the plant just for a little, you can come into the right side of this doorway, aim at the corner of this next to the scaffolding, and jump left click throw. And what that'll do is it'll pop right there on the steps, which makes it really hard for them to plant for main. And they'll usually have to settle for a plant that'll give you cover when you do go for the defuse. And if you do need to flash for yourself, there are plenty of different objects that you can flash over to give you pop flashes for swinging these angles, as well as a blackboard which basically allows you to pop flashes in front of this entire area. So if you are going to flash, don't throw a flash like this that stands a massive chance of going past the people who are close on you or playing on this centerpiece of cover. A great pop flash to use if you do ever need to contest deep middle is coming to the bottom of the stairs, aiming at the stair, jump left click throw, and letting it go through these windows, which you should break if you're playing mid, And basically what that'll do is it'll allow you to peek off the flash on your own pop flash and contest people who are running down mid to fight you. All in all, the utility on Anubis isn't that complex, but the utility you do need to know is the difference between winning a T-side half 10 rounds and drawing and having to play a long CT side where you're going to be at a disadvantage. Learning these smokes will allow you to win a lot more of your Anubis games, and I hope this video helped out. Peace.